Okay, greetings from beautiful Okaloosa County, Florida, over here in the Panhandle. You got the longleaf pines everywhere and relatively inundated soils, but it seems to be pretty dry here on this end. But we are next to a creek. This pitcher plant species right here is Sarracenia rubra. You can see why it's got that name. Those mahogany flowers, again with those 5 petals, and then the 5-lobed style, that big green disc. And then those beautiful 5 mahogany sepals. And here's the actual pitcher leaves right there. All right, one of God, I don't even know how many species are down here. There's many. There's a lot of different species of Sarracenia. Family-Arecaceae is the family. Ericaceae is the order of blueberries. There's that ovary. See, the anthers already fell off. Petals already fell off. This thing's done. That ovary's maturing. That will be a fruit soon. And it'll dehiss and dry out and release all the seeds. Look at this over here. Got Lionia lucida, all right? An ericaceous shrub, okay? Ericaceous, that is Ericaceae in the blueberry family. We got little Ursula corollas right there. 5 fused petals, fused into a little urn shape with those porose anthers on the inside. That little white dot in the middle is a style poking out. Get those anthocyanin pigments and that calyx and with the shit, even on the margins of the leaves. Many species of Lionia as well. Anyway, we're going to check it out, see what else we got growing in this area. Some of the inundated soils, inundated acidic soils. Let's go. Look at it. Whole colony. But it's weird because the soil is dry. You know, but I bet if you dig down, I bet it's wet. Oh yeah, it's wet. It's wet down there. Look at that. Look at all the Sarracenia rubra. The pitcher leaves don't get too tall on this one. Nice piece of trash, little Caesar's box. A beautiful colony of cladonia. Look at that lichen, a symbiosis between a fungus and an algae, and perhaps a yeast. A yeast is technically a fungus though, but ascomycete fungus, what is it? Probably an ascomycete. And you got it enslaving an algae, farming an algae. But look at the structures there. Look at it. Look at that, a young Atlantic white cedar. All right, which is not a cedar at all, but more closely related to junipers and redwoods. Chamaecyparis thyoides. They can get about 50 to 80 feet tall. But anyway, look at this guy. Look at this Areocolon. All right, we don't get these out west. I don't think so, at least. I've never seen them. All right, Areocoleaceae is the family in the order Poales, the order of grasses. All right, just a weird monocot. Get some really weird ones in Brazil. I've seen some photos of some real bizarre-looking bastards. There's the inflorescence developing. Oh, you hear that gag? That was Louis gagging. The water went down the wrong way. Here you go. Here's a nice size Chamaecyparis thyoides. This goes on up into Canada, hugging the Atlantic coast. Real nice species. Grows pretty slow. There's those tiny cones. One of 2 species in the genus Chamaecyparis in North America, but you got quite a few Camarus species in Asia, especially Japan. You got all kinds of nice trash and shit tickets and what the stuff, you know, because this is a family spot. This is where you bring your family to enjoy the creek and what the shit. You know, you get your beer in a koozie. It's a southern tradition. Down here we got another nice carnivore, Drosera capillaris. Okay, one of quite a few species in the genus Drosera down here. Loving these acidic sandy soils, sandybags.com. All right, you can see it's using glandular hairs, glandular trichomes to trap insects. There's the inflorescence up there. See that? Developing inflorescence. So that flower will open probably another week or 2. And if anybody needs a circuit board, there's a discarded one right here. Anyway, another carnivore, Pinguicula primuliflora. How many species of Pinguicula are there in the world? There's quite a few in Mexico. There's quite a few in the Caribbean. There's that yellow hairy rod right there, which is just a staminode. It's a sterile stamen. The actual sexy parts, the stamens and the style, are inside that flower, and that's why that nectar spur exists, to get the pollinators to go in there and pick up a handful of pollen, or a back full of pollen, or whatever the shit, face full of pollen. And there's those rosette leaves. See that? Mucilaginous leaves getting bugs stuck to them. See the little guy stuck to them right there? That's how they compensate for the low availability of nitrogen in this acidic soil. Remember the aroid family, which are what all these hipsters on the interweb are foaming over for their houseplants and stuff, part of the COVID lockdown, Anyway, this is Orontium, and that is the diagnostic aroid inflorescence, spadix and spathe. And you can see the spathe is the little sheath that's down there, and that's the spadix. Male up top and female on the bottom. See that? See all those stamens up there? Right, release some pollen. Looks like a little dog schlang. See that? Getting flies to go hang out on there. Holy hell, it's some cold water. It's nice though. It's because it's gonna be a little spicy out today. Oh look, there's a floaty toy that got abandoned. Got lost and then abandoned. No one ever came looking for it. How sad. See where the creek's going? Look, you got the Taxodium ascendens just leafing out, and you got the Family-Oleaceae back there. And then looks like some jackass drove their truck through here. Probably not too recently, but it's still, the land takes a while to recover. You just got Pinguicula, primuliflora all over the ground right there. Next to this Helenium, which of course is Asteraceae. Helenium is a pretty much a water-loving genus in Asteraceae. And look at how those ligules taper to a point. There's the discoid flowers right there. See that? Look at like a bunch of little tubes. Probably got 300 little tubes sticking out. Let's take a look at what the phylaries look like. Oh yeah, see that? They're recurved a little. See this right there? There you go. There's Drosera intermedia, another Drosera species. See how it's not as compact as that one I just showed you? Oh yeah, look at glandulartrichomes.com. The potheads don't realize glandular trichomes are in a lot of plants, not just cannabis. Look at it, a multiple trunked pond cypress, Taxodium ascendens. It's almost like it's got a little seed on it, with the Helenium and the Pinguicula right in there, nice. And we got another member of Areocollaceae over here, right? Singonanthus flavigelus, all right? Looking like little white buttons on stalks. And there's the flower, or the inflorescence, excuse me. And look, you got glandular hairs on its scape. See that? See, you can't really see this resolution shitty, but they're hairs with little glands at the ends of them, little beads, and there's all those involucral bracts. So this flower's not mature yet, is it? No, I don't think so. Sorry, the resolution's kind of shit on this phone, but either way, a cool form right there, and it's loving this acidic sandy stuff. There, this is a family restaurant. You need to put that away now. Look at all the cladonia. You see all this stuff? Who's ever been kicked out of a family restaurant? Look, she's so good. She's looking out. She's just standing guard. Is that what you're doing, Lou? Holy shit, cladonia party. See that? That's so nice. It's so cool looking. Ecosystem services provided by cladonia. A nice flush of new growth, new spring growth on this Quercus nigra, this water oak. With those anthocyanins in the center of it too. Beautiful anthocyanin red. That should be the new Crayola color. Nice understory of Serranoa. Saw palmetto, you know, which is supposed to be good for the dong, I guess. I don't know. That's what they market it as. You know, but you never know. Half that stuff's probably snake oil. But then there's something to be said for the placebo effect anyway. You know, if you think it's going to work, maybe it'll work. You know, it's not for your dong, it's for the prostate. You know, but also, I mean, I seen some guy on Craigslist was advertising that he would check your prostate for free. You know, you just got to dial the number. I was thinking about having him do that, you know, because you save a lot of money. It's cheaper than crossing the border to go find a urologist. Anyway, Baptisia hirsuta. All right, and this is a rare one, all right? Baptisia, a really great genus in the P family Fabaceae. A lot of cool species in it, and I see why it's called hirsute. Look at how hirsute it is. Look at how hairy. Okay, this is endemic to the Florida Panhandle. This one, it's just coming up. Too bad it's not flowering. God, I bet it's a real looker when it is. Oh, that's nice. Look at the new growth. Look at the new leaves on Quercus labius. The turkey oak. It's prettier than when they're full grown. Look at that. Just look, all velvety. All those pigments in there, all those protective pigments. They're going to enlarge to about 4 or 5 times that size. And here we go, Cartrema americana, a native olive. All right, Oleaceae, same family as ashes, which is in the order of mints, Lamiales. There's a tiny 4-petaled flower. You got quite a few of them. Now we're in a creek, all right, very clear, cold, lovely water, and we got Cliftonia here, which is the other genus in Sarracenia, which is also in Ericaceae, the blueberry order. Those are the fruits right there, see? Little 4-winged fruits and little white flowers. So these were little white flowers, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer than it. See, you know, I could do this because I'm wearing short shorts. I got Daisy Dukes on and some clogs that somebody gifted me. Now, I would never be wearing clogs otherwise, okay? In my opinion, a grown man shouldn't be wearing clogs. No a human should, unless there's, you know, severe circumstances. They go really well with sweatpants as well as a stained brown white t-shirts. Look at this. Look, Nyssa, which is a genus of generally water-loving aquatic trees in the Family-Arecaceae, order Cornelis, the dogwoods. This is Nyssa biflora. They tend to have those buttress trunks, just like many of the taxodium. Beautiful trees. It's actually a swift moving current right here. Look at this thing, not going off yet. Lophiola aurea. Got yellow flowers when it's going off. Look at the scales. Look at those bracts subtending. Each one of those peduncles. That's a fucking cool aquatic monocot. Related to Elytris, which you also get down here. Narthiaceae is the family, which I don't think we get any of out west. That, I like that. That's nice to watch. Kind of like watching fire. They're completely submerged. There you go. There's that Orontium, that aroid in fruit. See that? So you got the ovules at the base, okay? As is typical for many of the these spadices of the Family-Arecaceae. Look at that. Those fruits don't look like they're quite ready yet, though. And those were the staminate flowers up top. Look at that. At the base of a big-ass Chamaecyparis phyoides, we got all this Pinguicula growing. If I can get over there. Oh, Christ. Holy shit, look at that. That's nice. Areocolon and pings. Look at them. God, they're such a cool plant. I've seen some really cool ones in Mexico, too. Pinguicula moranii. But these, of course, are Pinguicula primuliflora. And look at the bark on that Chamaecyparis. That nice little colony of pings. Such cute little flowers, too. And there's the nectar spur. Got a nice Sarracenia rubra right there, too. So Nyssa, Chamaecyparis, Pinus Eliadii, and Taxodium ascendens in other places. Ah, shit, I lost my clog. You know, there are 4 words I never thought I'd say. I lost my clog. But I never thought I'd be down here doing aquatic botany. So, I mean, I know I'd have to get to it sometime. Anyway, up here we got a Viburnum nudum. If I can, fuck. If I can get up this, there you go. Look at that. There's that beautiful corim of all those tiny flowers. Vibernaceae is the family. It used to be an Adoxaceae. Look at the scales on the underside of that inflorescence. See those orange scales? And then, of course, you got opposite leaves up there. I don't think we get any viburnums out west of the 100th meridian. The flowers on these smell kind of rancid. Smells kind of whack, like footy. It smells like feet, kind of, like some foot rot with a hint of sugar, a dash of sugar, maybe agave nectar. Growing on the edge of this creek, this beautiful, lovely creek. It's nice. I'm just peeing right now. I'm just peeing in the creek. Such a soothing feeling. Look at this Chamaecyparis that just germinated in a crotch of this tree. That's probably a year or 2 old right there. Look at it. You can't see my herpes-looking chigger bites, my herpetic assortment of little chigger wounds. Anyway, look, this is nice too. The soil, look, it makes a farting noise. Look at my clags. Look at that, a colony of pings, yet one stands out. We got an orchid over there, Pogonia ophioglossoides. Let's go check it out. Oh, this fucking thing won't focus. What a pain in the ass. Here we go. Pogonia ophioglossoides. You can see that. All those studs. See that? Those studs are called calli on that labellum, all right? Studs, hairs, they're more like studs, all right? Manipulating the behavior of the pollinator that lands on them, basically. Getting them to crawl up in there and get some of those pollinia on the back. These are pollinated primarily by bumblebees. Pogonias are pollinated primarily by bumblebees, and they, like so many other orchids, do deceptive pollination, so they don't offer any reward, okay? They fake the bees out, get them to go in there looking for what might be there, looking for a supposed reward, and then just by default, coming out covered in pollen, they fly to the next flower, hopefully pollinate. It's amazing that it works for so long. The bees never get wise to it, apparently. And there's that ovary. Look at the ridges on that ovary. So that will mature once that thing is pollinated, if it's pollinated, and turn into a little capsule with thousands to tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of tiny seeds inside, all of which require mycorrhizae to germinate, because all orchids are mycorrhizal. Look at that little Chamaecyparis. See that? Little Chamaecyparis seedling. But that's not a Chamaecyparis that's growing at the base of. Looks like a Nyssa. Little yellow penis sticking up over there. See that? You see that spadix? Touchmyspadix.com. Look at that beautiful leaf too. What a nice plant, man. Some of the aroids, the native aroids, are cool. There she goes. Dogs love swimming. It's getting a little deep over here. See this? Just pings everywhere. I love this Pinguicula. Little colonies of rosettes, little colonies of carnivorous rosettes. Louie, you're really good at swimming. I'm really proud of you. And dogs always look so funny when they swim. Look at that. Even when it's with a piece of trash, a styrofoam cup, that Pinguicula still looks good. All right, many of these are really easy to grow as houseplants, but don't be a dick. Don't come out here and poach, of course. You can go buy them online. I had a friend who was growing these from seed in Salt Lake City. He gave me a bunch of them. Right, they do very well, you know, in a sauce of water. You put the pot in a sauce of water in a kitchen window. They don't like full sun though. Most pings don't like full sun. They like bright shade. You got sphagnum too. Look at this sphagnum. Sphagnum. I feel much better walking down here in a creek. Okay, see you later, Louie. That's a nice Nyssa. Look at that. Look at that Nyssa biflora. The Tupelo. Wonder how old that thing is. It's like it got broke off halfway up and then just resprouted. A lovely patch of Sarracenia rubra. Look at that, 2 foot long pitcher leaves. And there's those lovely flowers. Look at that idyllic habitat right there. Look at that. A scenic ping garden. A wild Pinguicula garden. Looking like a little bottle tree. Look at it. The pond cypress just leafing out. Taxodium ascendens. You know, none of the trees are getting too big right here. I wonder why. Must just be nutrient poor. Maybe the sand isn't that thick. Maybe the bedrock is only, you know, 5-10 feet down, something like that. Who knows? Look at that. It's a trifecta. You got the Pinguicula, primuliflora, you got the Helenium, you got Sarracenia rubra back there. All grown at the base of this bottle-shaped pond cypress, Taxodium ascendens. Oh, it's so nice! Wish more people knew about this stuff and loved it and respected it. Maybe one day. Some of the snakes hang out in the trees. He thinks we don't see him, but we see him. This little banded water snake. He's not venomous. See that? He's just lurking. See that? He's up there. He thinks we don't see him, but we know he's up there. Look at that. He's onto us. Look at that. What? Don't do that whole dog side-eye thing with me. What are you doing? You're looking at me skeptical. I'm looking at you skeptical. Huh? Look at that. Somebody made a little fishing chair over there. Here she comes. Look at some of these pond cypress. They're massive. Like this one. Look how big that is. It's got to be 6 feet across. Easy. Anyway, that's all I got for you this evening. Hopefully you got something out of that. Alright? Have a good rest of your day. Go fuck yourself. Bye. Okay, so we've moved on down to a more upland site, a drier upland site. We got a couple interesting plants going on here. You can see we still got that longleaf pine, some nice oaks. Let's check out, let's see what we got going on. Start with this guy. Look at this. Castanea pumila. A chinkapin, all right? Same genus as American chestnut. They can get about 15 feet tall, but these get that blight too and then get knocked back. So just continue resprouting. You can see it's got multiple stems right here. God, it's cool to see. You know, I fully support that genetic editing and the Castanea genome, which they're doing. Hopefully to reintroduce the species. Did a podcast with some guy who was working on it. You know, all they did was just take a gene from wheat that can produce enzymes that breaks down that oxalic acid that the parasitic invasive fungus produces, and just breaks it down, renders it harmless, and then enables the tree to the trees still get infected, but they don't get knocked back. So anyway, the other species in the North American clade of Castanea pumila. The chinkapin. I think there's an Ozark chinkapin too. That might be the same thing. Might be a subspecies of this. We got good old Ilex vomitoria. Caffeine in those leaves can be used to make a tea, and you got that dentate margin on those oval leaves. Very dominant here. It's like a woody solidago and a monotypic genus, Chrysoma. Tossiflosculosa. But it's a fall bloomer, so it's not going off right now. Look at the texture of those leaves, though. They're stinky, too. See all the glands on them? Look at that stem. Look at it. Look at it. Kind of like a pink stem. See how the leaves come off of it like that? Basically sessile, no petiole. And look at all the glands. It smells somewhat good. You can see the old inflorescences. But again, not flowering for a few months. Just check the radar and we're about to get pissed on. See, we still got the geobalanus everywhere. Gopher apple. A big storm system. You know, maybe we're going to have to get a motel. I always love a good shitbag motel. Oh, the sound of thunder to the west. Look, we got a little Pinguicula. Family-Oleaceae is the family there. Look at that purple spike of flowers. I guess it's a raceme. They got those flowers have pedicels. Look at all the fringe. See that? Those white frilly shits. Look at this. They burned this recently, like last year or two. Look how good it looks too. Got stuff coming back. Got the Sarracenia coming back. None of this stuff seems to mind because it's all adapted to it. Because it's been here, you know, for a few million years. It's had time. Time! You say when you say it like that, does it make you jump out a little bit? You know, it's a little jarring. There's no time! He said it's fine. It's not a crime.